Welcome people to this new Let's Play. This is the PS1 game known as Realms of the Three Kingdoms 6, Awakening of the Dragon. Now, I'm just going to start up here. I'm using the emulator PSX at the moment. It does sometimes crash for this game, perhaps I'll change that at some point. But, well, just expect me to be saving a fair bit throughout the series. And I'm going to go into a bit of preamble and explain everything. As long as the intro doesn't start up again. Okay, now first of all, a few things. Realms of the Three Kingdoms is based off the Three Kingdom time period, or the Three Kingdoms era in China. It's probably the time period in history it interests me the most, because all the way since like the really historically inaccurate Dynasty Warriors games, the early ones, I've been for some reason I just really appealed to me about this time period. And like, I've bought the novels and stuff, despite the fact I've heard they're fairly inaccurate as well. And I've done some research and the likes on it. And I'm also a huge fan of the Realms of the Three Kingdoms series, and also still a fan of the Dynasty Warriors series to this day, even if they did mess up with 6. But so, 7 redeemed it. Alright, and anyway, I'm going to explain how how I'm going to do this Let's Play. I was going to do a short scenario, but they're not very good. At least not like the first couple of ones. But perhaps I'll just get that one and go on to this one. But basically, the way I'm going to do it is full scenarios. I'm going to play for each one of these. But basically, I'm not sure I'm going to do it for the Yellow Turbans, but I'll probably do it for all the ones onwards. But basically, I'll go into the Yellow Turbans campaign, and on the side here, you can see all the different conquerors, all the different rulers you can play as this certain scenario, and you can see what cities they have depending on what colour, depending on the colour of their flag to the colour of the area they're in. And yeah, basically I'm gonna get you guys to call in the votes here on who I should play as. If it's a draw, I'll use I don't know, flip a coin or something. And if it's if, in the most likely event, no one gives me any options, I'll just pick whoever I want. And if you know anything about the Three Kingdoms, then pick whoever you like or want me to see playing as from the Three Kingdoms. If you don't know anything about the Three Kingdoms, well, just pick whoever's your favourite colour. Now, let's just go in quickly with Sun Jian. Don't expect perfect pronunciation from me, okay? I'll try my best. I should really have learned a bunch of the names when I was watching Redcliffe, since that's a really good movie. You want to watch it. But anyway, here we've got the options. Now this is just basically the way I'm going to be setting up the options. I'm going to have a historical mode, off. Actually, I'm going to have fiction mode on, and level beginners because I'm fairly new to this game. I might do a Let's Play of 11 as well. I think it is. That's fairly easy to get hold of. The problem is a lot of these games that are not very easy to get hold of. All of this is going to stay on. MSA animation 1 as well. Mission speed, normal. It doesn't really matter too much with the sound. Foreign battles, don't want to watch every single fight that goes on, because it take forever. Minus, of course, the fights I'm in. But this is basically the fictional mode screen. Now this is pretty cool. It basically means you get to choose, what's historically relevant and what's not. Like here, family I always want on. Personnel. Yep, we'll keep that on. Combat. I think that is supposed to be their combat stats. I'm not entirely sure, so something wrong with that. Special ability, items, yes, anti-no. I don't know what that is, so we'll just leave that. Do you want to watch the opening scenario? For the actual thing, we will watch the opening scenario, but I'm just going to do a brief little intro bit here. Alright. And well, I'll go back into the actual game I'm going to be playing and then explain how to play. And expect me to be hitting the wrong buttons a fair bit, just like that, because I'm using an emulator and I don't have a controller set to work with this, so expect me to accidentally hit the wrong buttons. Yep. But yeah, I mean the first scenario is going to be set during the Yellow Turban Rebellion, so we're going to have Zhang Jiao to be our main enemy to fight with, but we'll probably get into a fair bunch of fights with these other people around. I just go and check the maps. I can basically show you what the area is like. So maps. So the power map, Slack City. There we go. Here you can see, like, our main enemy here is going to be Zhangjiao's areas. You see he's got his capital there. Goes this, the Yellow Rebellion. This was to be not a particularly strong enemy to deal with. But you see there are a lot of them. There's more of them than anyone else currently at the moment. Although, being any of the teams down here kind of gives you an advantage. Because it basically means you have access to expand to all these empty spaces. Free will. Although expanding to all of them is probably not the best idea, since you'll probably end up running out of like officers to spread across the places. But yeah, and then you got the random people here. I go out really. I wouldn't recommend you picking people like that are out here. If you can even play as these people, I'm not sure. Like the Namans. So their leader is this Narman King. It's not even like Manguo. But yeah, because they're fairly far away from anything, so take me a while to get into the action. I have to capture like all this area, and plus I don't know if they are playable. But yeah, they're basically just sort of like the rebels and like the crazy people around the map. But anyway, nope. I want to hit start again. Good. Return to start. And also, sure, if you want to have like generals created, I'd be like happy to let you create your own generals. I'll just like it's fairly easy just to send whatever name in you want. You don't have to make it sound as it belongs like in China, but you know names like that seem to fit in would always be nice because it makes you look also blend in better. I hope I didn't do it the wrong way around, but I think it's the right way around. Okay, I'll just make a character example. I'm not going to play as any custom rulers though. I'm going to play as a natural ruler, but your characters will be. Problem. I hope I didn't just miss out too much. But as I was saying, anyone who wants your character portraits, just say pick one on here. Like this is page 3, for example. So on here you would say, like I want page 3 picture 7, and that would be him. Bearing in mind, I can only have one of each of these per campaign, so sorry if they overlap. Whoever I get round to making first will have it. I might inform you to see if you want to change it, or even if perhaps better, just send in multiple suggestions, like in order of which one you would want in case I can't get the one you wanted. But anyway, every time I hit R1 it's going to stop recording, so I'm going to need to edit that. But anyway, so this is page 1 of the males. Page 9 of the males, because I can only hit L1 at the moment. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Some pretty crazy people looking on there. And then you can also get the female characters. Page 1, 4, 3, 2. If the way I'm doing it is confusing, you just look at the bottom and tell you what page it's on. And then as I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's be the easiest way to do it. But yeah, as I said, I'm not going to play as any custom ruler. I'm just going to pretty much add in your custom characters if you want them to be in the world. And also, sure, you can select who your parents wants to be and stuff, because you select your parent and the like. But I should probably show through the rest of this character creation phase, just to show you what you have to pick. And so it's going to be a really long intro video, but it's just a lot to explain. Oh, and if anyone who doesn't know this game, it's basically sort of like a grand strategy game set in ancient China. Anyway, I hope I didn't just cut that out. I might have. Anyway, as I say, this is a basically, for anyone who doesn't know, this is basically a grand strategy game set in ancient China. It'll get a lot more clear as we actually get into the game. But let's say, let's pick a generic face here. Mr. Face number 1. Okay, the next thing you get to pick from is one of these. Just say the word for what one of these you want to be. Feel free to pause the video if you want to check. But basically, I'll read out like what each of these does. Like these basically sort of like your dreams, your goals. Like advisors, support the emperor, unify the land, ignore foreign nations. Justice, make your cities safe. Save the people through good government. Talent, find a place to develop your own talents. Safety, avoid danger, live in peace and safety. Develop and ensure the safety of your citizens. Cities, concentrate on defenses. Concentrate on defense. Protect your land. Territorial, govern and make safe your land. When the time is right, expand. Empire, raise your ruler to the imperial seat. Unify the land. Ignore foreign nations. Control, expand your territory through invasion. Ignore foreign nations and advancement. Find personal advancement in a chaotic world. Gather a fortune. Let's just say pick safety. And now you want to choose your age. Bear in mind, the first campaign we're going to play for is the Yellow Turban campaign. How old you are will depend on who your parents can be. So, the thing is though, I can browse through all the names and stuff. It'll be kind of difficult. But if you know anyone from the Three Kingdoms, select them to your parents. Otherwise, just be parentless. It's simpler that way. You see here, just set your age of birth. You have to be 18 at least to be actually fighting in the campaign. Although years take 12 turns, because 1 turn a month. So if say you are 15, in 36 turns you would be able to actually still fight. But I'd recommend going like, I don't know, something like 20 or something for this area. See, because that would also make you eligible to fight in any of the other battles. Although you would be very old by the time we got to the final campaign. Okay. We choose a parent. Okay, so this is what happens when you choose a parent. You get all the different generals up. It does depend on what your age is, on who you can actually select. As I said, if you have someone particularly you want to have as a, say, parent, then go ahead and tell me. Otherwise, I'll browse through these ones here, but this is like the recommended age I'd say you put. But otherwise, just go with anyone, or just go parentless if you want. Okay, so if I do that. And now, this is the next thing. What type of person do you want to be? You want an officer, a general, warrior, strategist, minister, retainer. Say you want a warrior. And these are their different skills. I believe that's leadership. Sorry if I'm wrong. But I think that's leadership, war, intelligence, political, and charisma, or character, whatever you want. Now, choose what type of these you want, and then choose what you want your scores to be. Bearing in mind, you say like you want like 90 in everything, I'm not going to give you that. Because I'm not going to have an army of super soldiers running about. If you want to really increase stuff, you should like basically just choose the build you want and then decrease or increase stuff. Like, to sort of even out. Or you could probably add in like about another 10 so points of out. Or no, 10, 20 points before you have to take away any into what stat you want. But anyway, browse through here. Officer, pretty much all well-rounded. General, good leadership. Okay, everything else. Well, it's not very good political, to be honest. Warrior, very good war. Decent leadership. Not too good to the other stuff. Strategist. All of these people have charisma 35. Although, as I said, you can easily change that. Strategist, really high intelligence. Decent political. Not much else. Minister. Good political. Decent, well, very good intelligence even. And not very good anything else. And the retainer, who is pretty average to bad on everything. Minus charisma. So here, and say if I just make him warrior, we'll click OK, and then do that, and he'll be made, but I'm not going to make this guy. But pretty much you won't be, like, specifically my army, you'll be roaming the land, and so any officer who finds you could recruit you. Maybe you will get recruited by me, maybe you'll turn to one of my enemies, in which point I'll formally execute you when I find you. Okay, well, that's enough preamble. And I'm going to end off the video here, and we're going to move into the second video, which will be sort of like the introduction to the game itself, bearing in mind I'm not very good at this game, and actual starting of a scenario. So until then.